All right, ladies and gents, let's get it. Let me plug the joint right quick. You're not conditioned. You're comfortable playing by someone else's rules. Again, you're not conditioned. You're comfortable playing by someone else's rules. For all you guys that like to use social programming and social conditioning as an excuse as to why you don't take the appropriate actions in your life when it comes to women, as an excuse for why you make the mistakes you make and the decision and choices you make that are ultimately to your detriment. It's not because you're conditioned. It's not because you've been programmed. You're just comfortable playing by someone else's rules. Now, I do want to note that this is a requested video topic. Although I talk about this shit all the time. I don't know how many videos, how many live streams I got where I talk about all of this shit. But the homie wanted me to do a video request. He is a channel member. So for all you guys underneath my comment sections in my pre-recorded videos and live streams asking for free video requests, if you want to increase the probability that you get that video request, you can always join the Patreon and or the channel membership. Now, depending on what tier you join on, you can get that coveted video request. But it's a 99.99999% chance you will not get it if you're asking for a free video in the comment section. Also, for you guys, because I'm seeing an influx in guys asking me dating questions in the comment sections. I will not answer your dating questions in the comment sections. However, you can enjoy the free videos and live streams, right? You can enjoy those for free. Or you can book a consultation. That's up to you, though. I'll leave that up to you, right? Now, before we get into this, I have something else that I need to address. I need to be clear because I think some individuals they have me confused, right? When we're doing a live streams, specifically the Real Game No Theory live stream, okay, guys, ladies, we can get jokey. We can all make fun of zagging is lagging. We can all ha ha ha, jokey joke. Fine. I don't really take personal offense to that. I can laugh at myself too. Not a big deal. But what I will not have is you come to my videos underneath my comment sections talking that shit. I'm not gonna have that. And I just want people to understand that commenting under my videos is a privilege. It is not your right. You are not entitled, nor am I obligated to allow your ass to comment underneath my videos. So you will conduct yourself in a way that's suitable for me. In other words, you will be respectful in my shit if you want to comment there. Now that we have that understood, let's move on. You're not conditioned. You're comfortable playing by someone else's rules. All right. So we have to ask ourselves, gentlemen, what is social conditioning? Social conditioning is the lifelong programming that teaches you what to believe, how to act, and what you think is normal or acceptable, even if it goes against your own nature or best interest. There you have it in a nutshell. Okay, you're told, right? And it's not only that you're told, it's not so much that you're told, is that you're shown imagery. Okay, you hear music, you watch movies, you hear television shows where they are trying to program you to move a certain way, not only in society overall, but as a man, as far as how you should date, how you should deal with women. They tell you that, oh, you're supposed to only date one woman at a time, that you're supposed to be sexually exclusive, and that whatever that woman wants, you're supposed to do it because if you want her to make you happy, you have to make her happy first, right? That's what they tell you. Well, here it is. None of you motherfuckers are kids anymore. We're all adults, allegedly, some of us, right? We're all adults. So now you have a choice to make. Okay. Nobody gives a fuck about your childhood. Nobody wants to hear about your excuses when it comes to social programming and social conditioning. You're just making choices that are to your detriment. That's on you. That's not on women. That's not on society. It's not on your absentee father. It's not on your mean mother that didn't nurture you. It's on you now. It's on you. It is on you. You're not conditioned. You're comfortable playing by someone else's rules. Guys, real quick, most men aren't actually controlled by social conditioning. They hide behind it to avoid accountability for their choices with women. You guys are making bad choices with women, period. You know what I find hilarious? This is what I find hilarious, right? Because we tell you guys, stop listening to what women say on the internet. Stop listening to what women say. We tell you guys, stop listening to what women say. And I just find it hilarious that guys always choose to believe the goofy shit, but they don't believe the shit they need to believe. Okay, this is what I mean by that. So if women told you guys, right, like even on some of our live streams, as an example, you have women in our live streams telling you guys that passive shit, they ain't with that. They're basically co-signing everything that we're saying about being indirect and passive. So you have women in the live streams in real time telling you guys they're right. You guys are fucking up. You guys won't listen to that. But if a woman starts talking about, oh, you got to be 6 feet, you got to take me out on 3 dates, I don't get down like that, you believe that shit. You believe the shit that gets you further away from the pussy, but you don't believe the shit that gets you closest to the pussy. I want y'all to think about that. Think about that. Okay. And the reason why you're going with that other shit, it's not because you're conditioned, it's because you're comfortable playing by someone else's rules all your life. In your home, your mother, your father, both, if you had both, their rules. You go to church, if you went to church, there are rules. If you play sports, there are rules. At school, there are rules. Wherever you go, there are rules. You start dealing with females, there are rules. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. At what point in your life do you institute your rules? Where are your rules at? Because every other corner and every other aspect and corner of your life, you're following everybody else's rules. Where do yours come in at? Where? And again, you're not conditioned. You're comfortable playing by someone else's rules. Gentlemen, these are choices you guys are making. You're making choices. And 99% of you guys' choices is based on fear. And being afraid is a choice. You're not conditioned or programmed to be afraid. You choose fear. You choose fear. It's a choice to be afraid. It's a choice to say, you know what? I'm not going to step outside of the box and do my own thing. I'm going to stay in the box and do what everybody else is doing because it's very comfortable in here. See, when you step outside of the box, you immediately stand out. Everybody notices you. And a lot of you guys, you don't want to be noticed, which is why you are afraid to talk to women in front of other people. You hear it on the live streams all the time. What if somebody hears me? I hope motherfuckers hear me talking to a chick. They need the help. Matter of fact, record it. You motherfuckers need to record me talking to some women. You need it. Motherfuckers need to hear me or anybody else that got some game to them. You got guys, bro, think about it. If you are afraid of people hearing you talk to a woman, that means you are afraid to have her hear you too. Because if you were comfortable and confident in what you had to say to that woman, why would you care who heard you? Why would you care if you were actually comfortable and confident in what you had to say? Right? But let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Guys, here it is real quick. At some stage, a man either chooses to stay programmed or rewrites his own rules. Period. It's a choice. It's a decision. You either choose to stay in the fog or you choose to get out of the fog. It's a choice. Nobody can choose it for you. Guys, you can watch 20 more videos. You can watch 100 more videos. None of that shit is going to help you because at the end of the day, when you are in front of that woman and you are away from YouTube and you are away from whatever coaching you may do, and it's just you and that woman, and it's time for you to make the right choice for yourself. There's nobody there to help you make that choice but you. But yet and still, a lot of you, even the individual that requested this video, you keep making the wrong decisions. And he keeps pointing, Zag, this social conditioning. And he thinks, I can work my way through it at some point. No, it's not about working your way through it. And like I told him, it's not an affliction. It's not an addiction to something like you're addicted to gambling or something, like you can work your way through it. No, it's a choice. You're making a choice. You're making a choice to do sucker shit. You're making a choice to deal with flaky women. You're making a choice to double text. You're making a choice when when you try to set up a date and when a woman acts disinterested, you're making a choice and you keep trying to reach out to her and offer another date. Those are choices you're making. Has nothing to do with being socially conditioned. You're making chump choices. Only chumps make chump choices. You're doing chump shit. Those are decisions you're making. Your upbringing has nothing to do with you allowing yourself to be disrespected by women you just met. Upbringing ain't got nothing to do with that. You know you don't like that shit. You don't like the fact that you were trying to get sexual and the chick said, well, anyways. You don't like the fact that she was dismissive of your advances, but yet you continue to deal with her anyway. Choices. Choices. And let me just say this real quick. This is what guys don't understand. When you step to women with this vague, ambiguous, indirect, passive way that you guys step to women, I'm going to tell you what women are doing. Women don't consciously analyze this, but they feel it energetically. A man who plays by the world's rules, a man who fears setting his own boundaries. Hold on, no. And a man who waits for permission to act. A lot of you guys do that. Even in the way that you speak to women. I'll give you a prime example of how a lot of you guys wait for permission to act. You'll give her a compliment. That's what you guys do. You don't give a woman a compliment because it's really a genuine thing that's a part of your conversation. No. You're leading with the compliment because you want her to respond to the compliment. You want her to react in such a way that gives you permission to speak to her about something other than something frivolous. So you figure if I give her a compliment and she responds in a way that makes me feel comfortable, then maybe I can ask her out or get her number now. So even the way that you guys approach women with the compliments, in a way, is you asking for permission. It's almost like you're asking to have a conversation with her. That's like your ticket in, a compliment. Hey, I just want to say you're very gorgeous. And I swear to God, it's like your way to get counsel with her. You let me say something nice to her so she'll let me speak to her so I can bask in her presence. A lot of you guys, you have that energy. And again, women don't consciously analyze this, but they feel it energetically. A man who plays by the world's rules, a man who fears setting his own boundaries, and a man who waits for permission. See, a woman knows when you set, here's some game for y'all right now. I'm about to finish it up with this in a little while. A woman knows that you are the type of man who sets boundaries when you give her instructions. Think about that. Don't let that shit go over your head. Women know instantly that you are the kind of guy who sets boundaries when you give her instructions because instantly she's like, ooh, this man knows what he wants. He's very direct, very straightforward. He doesn't mince his words. He don't play with it. So she knows, and the way, in fact, the way that you do it so confidently, she knows he's not new to this. He's true to this. You're not conditioned. You're comfortable playing by someone else's rules. Guys, I want you guys to understand something real quick. When you are playing by someone else's rules, right? You might be liked. You might even be appreciated to one degree or another. Hell, you might even be tolerated. But you know what you won't be? You will not be chosen or desired. When you are playing by someone else's rules, society's or the woman's when you're dating, right? Again, you might be liked to a degree. Hell, guys in a friend zone are liked. Hell, you might be appreciated for all your efforts, right? You might even be tolerated, but you will never be this. You will never be chosen or desired, right? And guys, I understand. I get it. I get it. You was conditioned to be nice. You were raised to put women first, right? Society taught you to be a provider. Culture made you scared of rejection. Again, you have an option. All of you have an option right here. At some stage, you either stay programmed or a man rewrites his own rules. What are you going to do? What are y'all going to do? I know what I've been doing my whole life since I was a adolescent, since I was young. Not since I was 20, not since I was 30, since I was a teenager. I've always been rewriting my own rules the whole time. The whole time, my whole life. See, a lot of guys, they're just getting started. But I've been about this. And I'm telling you guys, there's freedom when you do your own thing and you don't give a fuck what nobody else think about you. There's freedom associated with that. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.